Hello everybody, Old Shaman here today, back again with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a Sustain the Industry, so I hope you guys are all anxious to see what I have acquired for the month of July and August. That all being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to kind of just breeze through some of these things that I've gotten. First off, Osamu Tezuka and The Mysterious Underground Men. This was recommended to me by a few fellow manga tubers, and I have to say the quality of this release is phenomenal. It is a hardcover release, and it's also in full color, so that is awesome. And I haven't had quite the chance to sit down and kind of appreciate or read it, and that has been something I've been kind of regretting because I really do want to read it. But it is very old-fashioned Tezuka. This was published in 1948, so this kind of marks one of his first earliest published works in Japan. So, gonna go ahead and sit down and give this a read here probably soon. But yes, other than that, awesome. Alright, the next thing is Doral, and this is another Osamu Tezuka release. It's about a wandering samurai who dreams of becoming the greatest warrior of all time. The unbeatable warrior, essentially. And it is a 848-page omnibus printed by Vertical. And it's not the greatest of quality, I have to say so myself, and you know, Amazon loves damaging their stuff so badly. I cannot stand that, but it is what it is. Now, from what I've read, and I've read I think about halfway through, I'm about halfway through, I kind of had like a little mark about right there, and so far I am enjoying it for what it is. It is a very interesting story. And I love me some samurai stories, so obviously I was on board for the series quite from the start, and I've been enjoying it. So glad that I finally own this in my collection, and hopefully we'll be finishing this pretty soon. Alright, so next we have is Ayako. This is again a Vertical release, and it's in glorious hardcover edition. Again, have not had the chance to sit down and read it. I do know a fair bit about it. It takes place during World War II, and it's pretty much about a family who, you know, they're having some kind of some sibling rivalry and some other stuff that's going on. And this is a pretty cool work, I would say, in terms of the release. This is a very beautiful Vertical release, so really glad that I own this one as well. So hopefully going to be sitting down and reading that here pretty soon. Alright, next we have is Buddha, Volume 6. Now this is the hardcover edition. This is the one volume that I was missing for quite some time, so I'm glad that I finally own this particular version of it. I had the rest of Buddha, I just didn't have it in hardcover, so glad that I finally own this now. Got this at a very cheap price, one that was just stupidly cheap, and I was just so happy that I finally got it. So glad that I own Buddha Volume 6 in hardcover edition. Next is the Book of Human Insects. This was kind of a underwhelming work that I was kind of hyped for. I got some really good reviews and some really good feedback on this particular series by Osamu Tezuka, and overall I was kind of left unimpressed. Just really not for me. You know, as far as Tezuka goes, it was an okay story. I would say I kind of was left with maybe a solid 6 or 7 out of 10 story. And but I will give a 10 out of 10 to Vertical for this really beautiful hardcover release. It has a dust jacket, and then inside it has, you know, of course, the hardcover edition. So really cool stuff there. So again, cool release. So the next few things that I'm about to show, well, actually first let me go ahead and show this. Phoenix Volume 9. This I've been managing to get. I managed to get also for a really good price. I wouldn't say a steal, but, you know, I managed to track it down for a fairly affordable price. Normally that you would see it for on eBay, which is like hundreds of dollars, managed to get this for a pretty cheap price. And this just so happens to be one of my all-time favorite stories in Phoenix. And I would go on a limb to say that this is probably my favorite volume out of the entirety of Phoenix. And that is really hard and difficult to understand because there is just so many good things about Phoenix. So Volume 9 of Phoenix, glad that I finally own this, and happy to finally have this acquired in my collection. Taking a break from the Tezuka stuff, we have is Mushishi, Volume 7. This is not the library cover. that I had in my collection video. I finally own all of Mushishi in non-X libraries, so glad that I finally have this. This is a beautiful volume, okay? I cannot describe to you how amazing the artwork is in Mushishi. Such a very chill, such a very laid-back story, and just overall, one of the best art, like it's the best art of all time. Just read Mushishi, it's great. You'll love it. That's all I have to say about that. All right, so moving on, we have is Berserk, Volume 39. This, of course, you know, being that I am a Berserk fan, I had to get this release. This is the most recent release from Dark Horse. So I actually haven't even had the chance to open and read it yet because I've just been busy. But hopefully I'll be getting to that pretty soon. You guys all know how I feel about Berserk. I think it's a good series. I don't think it's as good as I remember it to be. Compared to Golden Age, I just, you know, it's definitely kind of lost its love, in my opinion. But, you know, it's still good. So definitely check it out. If you guys want to check out volumes 1 through 14, those are the particular volumes that I'm talking about. All right, next thing that I'd like to show is my, of course, Blackjack collection. I actually managed to complete all of Blackjack, and I believe in the last collection video I had 5 volumes, so I was missing quite a few, missing, you know, 12 volumes, so that is quite a fair chunk of the series, but I managed to track down all the volumes in all of their glory in really good shape, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of piece together what I got. Got volumes 6 all the way to 11, and then I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut this here real quick, show you the rest of the volumes that I have got. And there we are. We have is volumes 12 all the way to 17, and these spines are absolutely beautiful. Vertical did a great job with this release. Overall, it's definitely a shame that it is out of print because it is great. So next we have is Bleach, volume 73. This is a very cool cover of Renji. You can definitely tell how Tadekubo has really just become a phenomenal artist. I mean, his early Bleach characters looked good, but damn, they did not look this good. And overall, you know, Bleach is going to be ending here pretty soon. It's, you know, it's been over for like, what, 2 years now? So we're finally getting the final volume coming up here in, I believe, October. So next month we are going to have the final volume of Bleach, and I cannot wait to finally just own and complete a long-running shonen series after so long. I love Bleach. It's a love or hate relationship, though, because it suffers from probably one of the weakest endings of all time. But enough said. I'll wait for the final volume to come out to give my final thoughts on it. But yes, Bleach volume 73. Next I have is Ganz volume 20, and this, again, highlight of my pickups for this month. Sealed volume 20 of Ganz. Very hard to come by, very rare, very expensive, so to say. I got this for under 50 bucks. Now that might not seem like a deal to some people, but for the amount of money that this volume in particular is going for, absolutely a deal. So glad that I picked it up for that amount. I think the guy was just really just lowballing, and nobody jumped on it. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I will. And that's Ganz volume 20. All right, so moving into the stuff that isn't necessarily out of print, you can still kind of get this pretty easily, I would say. And, you know, not very expensive if you are wanting to collect it. But I managed to find all of Reborn. And I got it at a fairly cheap price. And I won't say how much I paid for it because the seller kind of wanted to keep things explicit with me, the buyer. But I managed to find all of Reborn. So there is the first 4 volumes of Reborn. Go ahead and show you guys the covers here real quick. Got 5 all the way to 10. I'm not the hugest Reborn fan. It is a decent shonen, and I've been wanting to kind of collect it for a while now. I didn't think I'd find all of the volumes for so cheap, which was kind of why I'm happy that I finally got it. I don't know why I said out of print, because this series is out of print, you know. And you might think it's hard to come by, but it's not. It's a fairly cheap series, but Reborn's a fun series. It really is a solid shonen for what it is. Doesn't get good until about volume 8, though, in my personal opinion, but overall, good nonetheless. Next, we have is the godfather of all current shonen, and that is, of course, One Piece. So we got volumes 46 through 49 of One Piece. 50, I don't know why I have in here. I've had that for a while, but that's what I mostly got of One Piece. I made use of the Viz sale that happened, I believe, in late July. It was either for the entire month or just for a particular time frame. But I managed to track down what I needed of One Piece for a fairly affordable price. So next we have is 51 through 56. And moving on, we have is 57 to 61. And that is all of One Piece that I managed to get. I actually saved quite a bit with the buy two, get one free deal. So glad I made use of that. And the last but, well, I mean last but definitely least, Dragon Ball Super Volume 3. Finally decided to get that, and overall, you know, it's Dragon Ball. It's whatever. It's alright for the most part. But anyways, that is my Sustain the Industry or Pickups video for the month of July and August. Glad you guys had the opportunity to watch this video. If you guys liked what you saw, go ahead and check out some of my other stuff. My collection video, my collection update was pretty phenomenal. Had over 800 volumes to show. So if you guys want to check that out, by all means. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And without further ado, take care, guys. Peace out and keep collecting manga.